2 jobs, 1 dream. How I sacrificed everything for my sister only to be called a failure. I never imagined my little sister would look me in the eye and call me a failure. Not after everything I've done for her. The words hit me harder than I thought possible, sharper than any insult I'd heard before. I stood there, still in my uniform from my second job at the diner, smelling faintly of grease and exhaustion. She didn't flinch when she said it, though. Her voice was steady, her gaze cold. "You'll never understand," she said, brushing past me, her designer bag swinging against her hip. "It started when our parents died. I was 23, barely out of college, with a mountain of debt and a younger sister, Melanie, who just turned 15. I promised myself I'd take care of her no matter what. I picked up 2 jobs, one at a factory during the day and the diner at night. Every cent I made went to keeping us afloat and putting her through school. I didn't care about the hours, the back-breaking work, or the judgmental stares from old classmates who couldn't believe I hadn't done more with my life. Melanie was all that mattered. She had dreams of becoming a doctor, and I was determined to help her get there. First, she was grateful. She'd come home from school and tell me about her day, and I'd smile through my exhaustion, happy just to see her happy. But as the years went on and she moved to college, things started to change. The first sign was the little things. Her reluctance to answer my calls, the way she'd only talk about her new friends and the fancy parties they went to. Then it was the comments about how I should have done more with my own education, about how I didn't push myself like she did. I brushed it off. She was just stressed, I told myself. She didn't mean it. But tonight, when she came home for the holidays, it all boiled over. "I'm tired of you acting like I owe you something," she said, her voice rising. I froze, the plate I'd been washing slipping from my hands into the soapy water. "Owe me something? Melanie, I've worked 2 jobs for years to pay for your tuition. I haven't bought myself a new pair of shoes in 3 years. I've done everything. And whose fault is that?" she snapped, cutting me off. "You chose this. You're the one who decided to play the martyr. Don't blame me because you're stuck in a dead-end life." Her words were like a slap, the air between us heavy with unspoken resentment. "I gave up everything for you," I said quietly, my voice trembling. "Well, maybe you shouldn't have," she shot back, grabbing her coat and slamming the door behind her. I sat down at the kitchen table, staring at the half-finished dinner I'd made for us. The sacrifices I'd made suddenly felt hollow, as if they'd been for nothing. But as the minutes passed, anger gave way to clarity. I wasn't a failure. I'd done what I could with what I had. Maybe Melanie didn't understand now, but one day she would. And if she didn't, that was her burden to carry, not mine. For the first time in years, I allowed myself to imagine a future that wasn't just about her. Maybe I'd finally take a risk on my own dreams. Because I wasn't a failure. I was just someone who had forgotten how to live for herself. And starting now, I was going to change that.